So you've just bought your FD Roosevelt for 31,000 steel. Let's get into it. Let's see what you're going to require. So when we go to equipment, because it's tier 10 premium, you don't need to change any of these at the bottom. There's no extra modules to unlock. So now we'll go to all the slots and what you require. So I've chosen Air Squadron Return Speed, which is Air Groups Modification 1. Because these planes are really slow, it's going to take a long time for them to return to the carrier after dropping a payload. So that's what you require in slot 1. In slot 2, you're going to require Aircraft Engine Modification 1, Squadron Engine Boost Duration plus 10%. Because again, you're going to need all the speed that you can get. Slot 3, Aerial Torpedoes Modification 1, Aerial Torpedo Speed plus 5%. The reason I chose this, look at the aircraft, torpedo bombers, 39 knots, and that's with that included, so it does help. Slot 4, Torpedo Bombers Modification 2. So with this one, yeah, it gives you more HP either on your torpedoes, or you could select bombers. That's also 7.5% HP extra. Slot 5, this option, Flight Control Module 1, the prep times -5%, and squadron aircraft on decks +2. So obviously more planes on deck is always a better thing to have. With Squadron Consumable Mod 1, this would be used on the Essex because the Essex has planes that can deploy smoke, and I think by default there's only 2, so obviously this will give you 3 on each. And now slot 6. So slot 6, I've gone for Squadron Speed plus 5%. So if you look at the speeds of these planes, they are painfully slow. I think they are the slowest planes in all the tier 10 aircraft carriers. But other options, Air Groups Modification 2, Squadron HP plus 7.5%. That could be an option, but like I say, if you're quite slow getting in the fight and out the fight, you're going to lose a lot of planes. Right, next we'll go to the signals. So I've chose Charlie Kilo, which is Squadron HP plus 2.5% and Ship HP plus 5. India Yankee, fire extinguishing time, not really necessary. In fact, I'll unclick that because you don't expect to be in the heat of the battle and get many fires until probably near at the end of the game. Victor Lima, which enhances your torps and also your HE bomb. So chance of course flooding plus 4%, chance of causing flooding of aerial torpedo plus 4%, and HE bombs plus 1%. And then we got India X-ray. So chance of fire being caused by a shell or HE bomb plus 1%. It's negotiable. Does it really make a difference? Probably not. And then you got Juliet Whiskey Unaon. So chance of causing flooding with an aerial torpedo plus 15%. This one again, is it really needed? The only threat you're going to get really from the air is the other CV, but if it's not at the very beginning of the match, it'll be at the very end of the match. So again, you could turn it off if need be. And then we have November Foxtrot. Ship consumables preparation reload time -5%, and squadron consumable preparation reload time -5%. In fact, just looking around, you don't need that for this ship. So on to the captain skills. If you got William Halsey, he has special traits. So this activates upon earning the Confederate achievement, which it should be fairly easy to get in the FDR. So once that's activated, main battery reload don't apply, torpedo tube reload times don't apply, but aircraft preparation times minus 20%. So that's always a good addition. And this activates once per battle upon earning the double strike achievement, so probably a bit more difficult to get them than the Confederate. But the traits are ship's detectability range minus 10% and squadron's detectability range minus 10%. So all the planes have base detection of 10 kilometers, so that trait there would lower it down to 9 kilometers. Not a great difference if you ask me. So this is the pennant. You can get that mounted on your ship if you want. It just shows the attacking team that you have a specialist commander on there. Gun shells doesn't matter for the FDR, and fireworks that only activates when you activate one of these other traits. So the skills for the captain, I have selected aircraft preparation time minus 5%. Goes without saying, because the more planes on deck, the better it is to get in the battle and fight on. Torpedo bomber, so the arming distance is minus 10%. If you look at torpedo bomber, arming distance 541, but without that it'd be 10% more. Swift flying fish, aerial torpedo speed plus 5%. Again, if you look over here, 39 knots, that's included this and the other skill and the equipment, so without them the torps would be really slow. So move on, improved engines, squadron speed 2.5%. As we know, that's needed because these planes are pretty slow. And then sight stabilization. So basically this improves all the aiming speed of all of your planes. Come across to pyrotechnician. Chances of HE rockets causing a fire plus 1%, and chance of HE bombs causing a fire plus 5%. So we'll have a look at the bombers. Chance of causing a fire on target 67%, so over 2/3. It's great. Moving on, bomber float control, bomber cruising speed plus 5%. Skip bomber, we don't have them, so that's NA. And then proximity fuse. Torpedo protection, damage increase 10%. So this basically takes 10% off of any ship's torpedo protection, and damage increase plus 10%. So yeah, that's a must-have for that. Right, the rest, exterior doesn't really matter. You come as standard with this special camo, which yeah, you can choose whatever camo you like. Doesn't affect anything. Bonuses they don't matter no more until you go into this tab here, and you do get the permanent bonus with this, which is plus 50% credits, plus 100% ship XP, plus 100% commander XP, and plus 100% free XP. The reason I haven't clicked bonus to ship on anything is because obviously it's a premium ship and there is no tier above this to unlock, so ship XP doesn't matter. However, commander XP, because we've got a maxed out 21 point commander, this extra commander XP will go into a pool here on a separate page. And again, free XP is always good. You can convert that to commander XP if you like. So that is that for the setup. So in this training battle, I will show you the lead times of the bombers, the rockets, and the torpedoes. So I've selected a DD, some cruisers, battleships, and also a CV. So we'll start off with the HE bombers. Generally where we start, pretty much straight opposite, normally is where their CV would be. Generally works out the same for all the other ship types as well. Rule of thumb, when I generally spot something, I'll put a plane down unless I'm being attacked by their aircraft. So we have the Venezia in sight. So what we do, because it's not moving, the centre of our aim, we go green, I push back, and then in the middle of the ship, or as close to the middle as possible, press the mouse button, and 15,000. But then again, they're stationary. When you're in a random ranked or even other battles, ships will be moving. So you just have to adjust where you think the reticle will meet the ship whilst it's in motion. Here we have a CV again. Press the target, going a bit too quick. But then again, once it's over the structure, press the mouse button. Very, very heavy armoured deck, didn't penetrate. So now that we've done Venezia, Hakuryu, we go for the Hanover. As you can see, the planes are really slow. And they take an age to reload. Hanover. Get the target right at the bow. Pull on closer. Get the reticle green as soon as possible towards the middle of the ship. Press the mouse button. That's 20,000. And the next ship, go for the equipment. But as you see just now, because the Hakuryu has very thick armour on the deck, the bombs didn't penetrate the deck armour, so didn't do any damage other than create a fire. But fires, as long as you leave them to burn, will cause damage, but you put them out straight away, no damage at all. So here's the Kremlin. Get the reticle as small as possible, centre of the ship. 23,000 damage. And then onto the Colombo. Not seeing the DDs further back there. That's a demonstration of the HE bombers. Take them back to ship, and now I'll show you how to torpedo. So go ahead to the Shimakaze. Like I say, stationary targets are very easy to hit, but if they're hugging islands and stuff, yeah, by all means, you should get healthy damage. But it's the calculations when they're on the move. You have to kind of judge for yourself the speed of the ship, whether they're going to turn in or turn out, and then adjust accordingly. But the principle is all the same, it's just judgment. And with the FDR, you can literally run up from 90 degrees. So I'll show you now. I know where the shimmer is because it hasn't moved. But I'm going to go down here, then I'm going to turn hard right. That's where the shimmer is. And line up. Make sure the reticle closes in. Drop your torps. I'll do the same on the Venezia. So you want to get pretty much opposite when you press the mouse button. Push back so that the reticle gets closer, and then hard left. And when stationary, you try and aim for the middle of the ship. But obviously when they're moving, judge their speed and aim further ahead. And then now for the Montana. Again, we'll come on 90 degrees, face forward, get the green as small as possible, hard right. Middle of the ship roughly. Drop your torps. Demonstrate on the Hackeroi, if you drop them too close, they won't arm. I'll give you an example. So basically, see the green area, drop them in the green area, they will arm. If you drop them closer to the planes, behind the green area, as such, they will not arm. Now call them back, and I'll pay attention to the rocket planes. You'll find that because these take a while to line up, get the reticle smaller, and then fire, these are generally not used that much. Look at that age. Look, it takes forever. So yeah, generally they're not used. And they, like the others, they do take a long time to reload, and there isn't a spotter plane with these. Whereas the torpedoes and bombers, there is. So we'll attack the Kremlin, but you must be straight on really to get the maximum potential from these rockets. Not really that useful. Only stationary targets really. Broadside on. So yeah, let's turn around. Let's face the Kremlin. And again, try and line the centre up to the middle of the ship. And try and hit that superstructure. Compare the damage to that, to the torpedoes and the HE bombs. it's minor in comparison. So this is generally why these are last resort. Generally, if all your other planes have been depleted, yeah, you would go to these. One last attack. And you press F to take the planes back to the carrier. With the carrier itself, you can press M for Mike, and you can use autopilot, so you to click anywhere on the map, or you can press left shift and then angle wherever you want to go. You're only allowed 5 points. Anything beyond 5 points, you get the red circle up here. Press M to go back to ship, or you can do it manually, WASD. And a new feature, you press 4, you can manually fire your secondaries as if you are in a ship. Right. So that really is a how to use the armaments on your planes. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like, share and subscribe.